Hey guys, my name's Yvette and welcome to my DIY channel. So, after the holidays when you take down all of your holiday decor and then your house just feels like so empty, well, I wanted to share with you guys some winter themed DIYs that I did. And to me, winter means a lot of snow, so the MVPs of this video are going to be Epsom salt and glue. You want to start out by pouring some Epsom salt into a plate and then add in some glitter for some extra sparkle and mix it. But you could totally skip this step because it didn't really make much of a difference. Then in another cup, add in some glue and just the tiniest bit of water and mix it just so the glue can loosen up. And only a little water, because if you add in too much, the Epsom salt will dissolve. Now take whatever jar you may have, mine's from Dollar Tree, and paint it with your glue mix all over and make sure to coat it really well. And then pour your Epsom salt all over your jar. This is what you should be left with, and set that aside and let it dry. For the top of the jar, we are going to be making a fishtail braid thingy. I kind of wanted it to look like a scarf for a wintry look, so I tied the ends to look like a tassel. I cut 12 pieces of string together and they are 24 inches in length. If you don't know how to fishtail braid, you equally split your string in half. You take one piece of string that's at the end and you add it to the other side. Again, you take one piece from the end and add it to the other side, and I did 2 pieces at a time and just keep going. I made sure to leave about 2 inches of string at both ends, and this is what it should look like. Now glue it onto your jar just like I'm doing. I'm taking an old holly leaf and gluing it on as my centerpiece. You could totally pick whatever you want or whatever you have around. And then I'm just gluing some holly berries around the rim, and they kind of look like pearls, right? This is what you should be left with, and I cut the ends of the little tassels just a little bit because they were a little too long for me, and it's so pretty. And you could also spray it with hairspray so that the Epsom salt doesn't fall off. Take a piece of foam or anything that you can poke pins into and pin your star like I'm doing. And before you start pinning, also lay down a piece of plastic wrap so that your star doesn't get stuck onto whatever you're using to make your star. It won't get stuck onto this type of foam that I'm using, but if you use something like a cardboard box, it will probably get stuck if you don't use some plastic wrap. Next, pour some glue into a bowl and then just add in a bit of water and mix it right up. Again, we're doing it to loosen the glue. Take whatever yarn you're using, and this is still that same Dollar Tree yarn I used in the DIY before, and put it into your glue and soak it. Just make sure you don't tangle it up because it could get very tangly and very out of control really quickly. Take your yarn and start going around your star like I'm doing. I did this 3 times and then I cut it. And then just go over it with glue again, and don't be shy with the glue. You really want this to be soaked. Let it dry for a couple of hours or overnight, and this is what you should get. It should be stiff. And if you don't wait long enough, you'll end up with this hot mess. We're going to add the yarn all over the star, and you want to do the same steps that we did before and soak the yarn in the glue and then wrap your star all over. It'll be easier to hold on to the star, and I'm just using a glue gun because I've done this before and I'm lazy, but you really want to soak your yarn in glue again. This is what you should be left with, and again, let it dry. Take your star and paint it with glue again all over on one side, and if you did the earlier step with the glue, it should be really easy to paint on because the whole thing should be stiff. Now dip it into the Epsom salt and your star should look all crystally like this. And I left mine on top of my heater and it turned white and I loved it, so I did the same with the other stars. And you could totally do this too. Just make sure your heater is on low and keep checking on it. I don't want you guys to start a fire or anything. Take whatever length of yarn you want to hang your stars on and then cut it. And then just tie your star onto it like I'm doing. And there you go, you have a snowy star garland and I love it. This DIY is going to be a mix between Dollar Tree stuff and things you could just find outside. The first step is to go outside on a walk with your cute dog or your cat. I've seen that before, whatever you do you. And you want to look for like tall skinny branches or sticks. I totally took this one right here and that's the one I'm going to be working with. Take your sticks and paint them white. I didn't get my paint at Dollar Tree, I got it at Michael's for like 70 cents. Let your branches dry and now take whatever vase you may have, mine's an old Dollar Tree one, and pour in half of your handy dandy Epsom salt and arrange your sticks or twigs or whatever you call them and place them in however you want. And then add in the rest of your Epsom salt and voila, you are done. And it is so basic, so simple and easy, and it actually looks so pretty. So I was on Pinterest looking at like birch wall art and I was like, oh, it looks so pretty and you could totally make this super wintry. And then I looked at the prices and I was like, girl. Some of them were like $200 and then I saw a couple for like over $1,000 and I was like, for some sticks, girl, I could totally make this. What the? So yeah, this is gonna be our next DIY. And yes, not everything is from Dollar Tree for this, but it's like stuff I found outside. Rocky, do you want to help me look for some sticks? No? He won't go on the grass because it's raining. Come on! Whenever my parents trim the branches of the trees around their house, they save them for firewood pieces. So I'm just going to grab 4 sticks for the frame of our project and then make sure that 2 are long and around the same length and 2 are shorter and around the same length. You could also use plywood for a cleaner look, and we actually have plywood in the backyard, but I wanted to use something that more people would be able to have access to. On my walk with Rocky, we actually found some plywood left on the side of the road, so what are the odds? You never know what you're gonna find. Now that you have your sticks picked for your frame, arrange them however you want to tie them. And I tied them doing a Japanese square lashing using Dollar Tree Jute Cord. You want some kind of thinner sticks to put inside your frame and paint them white and then let them dry. And I decided to sand them with this Dollar Tree sanding block. Then arrange them however you want them to look and glue them on. And I glued them on with hot glue, and it actually really stuck on really well, and they're still really put together right now. This is what it should look like now, and guys, I just gotta do it. I can't help myself. Paint your sticks with some glue and pour some Epsom salt on top. I'm just taking old holly berries that I had left over from an old Christmas decor wreath thingy, and I glued it randomly onto my sticks. And you could totally do the same thing with anything that can transition from Christmas time to winter. You could just glue it on top of your sticks if you want. And you could totally be done right here, but it was still a little too woodsy looking for my taste, so I decided to paint it with a really light beige, but then that was too light, so I painted it with a darker beige. And now we're done, and it came out way better than I thought it would, and it looks so good against like a plain wall. But yeah, I would never pay like over $1,000 for just frame sticks. That's like, come on. Come on now. Come on. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys try some of these out and subscribe for more DIYs, and stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!